Hey there, Makoto. Sorry we started without you guys. Wow, you let that stand, Kasumi? You're trying to say you couldn't even feed yourself. Ugh, you guys are such haters. Haters? Really? We're bringing out the word haters? You're not helping, Ayamine. Come on, let's just ignore these nasty bullies and just eat up. Hehehe, get fucked. Atta girl, Kasumi. Go on, get your food, guys. You wanna beat the crowd, right? Bunch of simpletons. Yuko? Arimo? Oh, Maraba. I mean, Instructor Jinguji. Nothing. Nothing at all. I was way too close. Why can't I ever seem to break that habit? Probably because she got transferred elsewhere before I could fix it in the previous timeline. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what you say every time. I'll let it slide this time. Oh, I'll let it slide this time. Hey, I'll let it slide this time. I'm just curious, when's the time you're not gonna let it slide? I'm just curious. What does Yuko-sensei need? I thought we were on break. Roger that. I'll go straight to Professor Kozuki's office after dinner. What's going on? Did something come up? Probably. Cause you fucked with the goddamn timeline like a dipshit. Yeah, there was. Sorry, I guess it slipped my mind after the whole Kasumi situation. Well, I actually almost ran into my past self over there. Luckily, I managed to avoid that. But the funny thing is, I vaguely remember it happening from the other perspective. Okay, so there was this one time in my world when I was looking for a shoe and someone threw it back at me. Turns out that someone was me, trying to avoid an encounter with my other self. It played out exactly the same way as last time. The only difference was that I was the one throwing the shoe this time. You did say not to interfere with my world, didn't you? Did I screw us over? If the timeline was altered as a result of my actions, it's possible that we won't be able to obtain the necessary equations. If that happens, we're doomed. Huh? You don't think so? Huh? So then, does that also apply to me talking to Sumika? Sure doesn't. But I guess since my past self wasn't around at that time, that could have also happened last time without my knowledge. What I want to know is why I was separated from my other self this time, unlike all the other times. That's also fair. Right. You mean how we're stretching out this world's space-time to overlap with the others? Okay. It's output? Okay. Wait, my data is part of the fabric of space-time? Sounds like you're making this up as you go now. Why I shift between worlds? Was that the stuff about how I'm kinda like an electron? It was because the worlds keep pulling me back and forth in an attempt to regain their stability, right? Okay. I see, but why only me? I know she won't have the answer, but I can't help but ask. Huh? Then, with a high enough output, wouldn't anyone be able to shift between worlds? Well, for example, there's a Yuko sensei in my world too, so if you could pinpoint her existential data as well.
バカね。あんたの言う元の世界の明確な観測イメージを持っているのはこの世界であんただけでしょ？
Oh.
無限に存在するであろう世界の中から元の世界を選択してシフトできるのはあんたがそのイメージを持ってるからなのよ。
Okay, so he can always return back to his home universe because he can remember it. But the question I still have not had answered is how the fuck he ended up in this universe. How did that happen? How did he just shift into this world like it was nothing? Right, of course. Duh, she can go and get the equations herself. There's no way in hell she'd be relying on me to get the job done.
世界そのものが持っている記録、意外に的を射てるかも。
What do you mean?
あんたさっき元の世界で鏡住処の姿を見た瞬間、彼女との記憶を取り戻したって言ってた。
Yes.
白金の複数化と失った記憶が蘇った現象は原理が同じなんじゃないかしら。
Huh? What do you mean?
今のあんたは元の世界の記憶も前のこの世界の記憶も完全じゃない。ということは世界観をシフトする際、何らかの理由で記憶情報が欠落してしまうということ。
Yeah, I guess that's the only explanation.
欠落した記憶情報はシフト前の世界に残るのか、虚数空間に飛散してしまうのか、いずれにせよそれが蘇ったのは事実。
But how is that even possible?
今回のケースで記憶回収のトリガーになっているのは
Correct.
元の世界の鏡住処ね。安定を望む世界の影響、それに白金の無意識化の意志、どれも無関係ではなさそうね。
My subconscious mind. My subconscious, huh? I mean, I think I had a way more vivid image of my world in my head this time. But I guess she's saying the stuff I've got tucked away deep in my unconscious mind might be more important than that.
まあ、とにかく実体化という現象にも段階があるということね。そこまでは私も予測できなかったわ。やっぱり実験は大切よね。
Wait a minute, what am I supposed to do then?
何が？
If there's another me still in my world, then how am I supposed to go home?
現状ではその通りね。
You're kidding me.
あんた、この世界を救うのが目的だったんじゃないの？
Obviously, I still want to save this world, so I'm going to keep doing these experiments. But after finding out that it might be possible for me to go back to my own world, it's hard to just accept the fact that there's another me.
乱暴な言い方だけど、元の世界で長時間の実体化に成功したことには変わりないわ。出力の調整と装置の改良をした上で実験は継続する。いいわね。
Yes, ma'am. But could there be a way to fuse me back together with the other me? Probably not, huh?
そうね。結局、白金の観測イメージ、いえ、意志の力が大きいと思うわ。
What? So I might be able to merge with myself if I want it bad enough?
気休めに聞こえるかもしれないけど、意志をもっと強く持つことが
I mean, it checks
必要な
out.
んだと思うわ。
I can obviously understand the difference between a strong will and a weak one, but how do I go from strong to stronger?
何か共通の認識に意志を集中させてみたら？
Something we're both conscious of?
元の世界の自分が強く認識している何かとあなたの意志を同調させるのよ。
Oh.
それはもちろん元の世界に帰りたいというような大雑把なものではないはずよね。
Well,
今答えを出す必要はないわ。
I would say the feelings for Sumika, but that's the thing. Takeru in Extra was not conscious of his feelings for Sumika until the hot spring event. What happened at the hot spring event? I mean, I know what happened, but it was after the hot spring event that Takeru ended up in the unlimited timeline. And I'm still obsessed with trying to figure out how he got here. If anything, the hot spring event is what solidified how much he wants to stay in his own world. It gave him a much bigger reason to stay. Like, it doesn't make sense how he'd be pulled from it. Whatever, it's not important. Go on. Huh?
次の実験まで最低2日はある。装置の改良を含めればもう少しかかるかも。
Okay.
仮にその時うまくいかなかったとしても、この世界を救った後でこの問題にじっくり取り組むこともできるでしょ。
She's got a point. The reason we have to hurry now is because Alternative 5 is looming over our shoulders. There's nothing wrong with waiting to go home until after Alternative 4 succeeds. What am I getting ahead of myself for?
まったく。いちいち落ち込んでたらやっていけないって言わなかった？
Sorry.
じゃ、早速装置の改良にかかるから、あんたは部屋に戻って寝なさい。
Understood. I'll see you tomorrow then. The end of episode 5. Episode 6. Insatiable ambition. Interesting. Well, honestly, that is a perfect point to end this recording session. Holy shit. I know I mentioned at the beginning of this recording session that I was looking already that with the first recording session they were hitting me with a lot, and now, like, I was not expecting this. That's the thing, like, when I played through Extra, did I expect Unlimited? No. When I played through Unlimited, did I think we'd ever get to this point? No. Hell no. Did I expect fucking time travel? No. Did I expect being able to jump back and forth between dimensions? No. No. Listen, in all those reviews I read about people saying you're never truly prepared for this game, honestly, at this point, I think it's more about the fucking, just all the crazy shit that's happening. Not, like, in terms of, like, emotional shit. I'm sure that's going to come eventually, but, like, holy shit, there's just so much happening. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm loving this. There's just the one question that's bugging me, and I know I've said this a dozen times now over the last fucking 2 hours, but the one question that's just fucking bugging me, that if I could just get an answer for this, I'd be rolling so smoothly with the story, is how the fuck did he wind up in this world? I'm assuming we'll get that question answered once Sumika somehow crosses over into this world. But even then, once Sumika crosses over, it's going to be a side effect of Takeru's either consciousness manifesting her or his meddling in their timeline somehow causing her to shift over here. He's going to cause that somehow, but what would have caused Takeru himself to end up in this world? That's what I just don't understand, and I just, more than anything, I'm excited to get an answer surrounding that. That's what I absolutely want an answer for. The rest of the stuff, it's been amazing to learn. All the little backstory, all this backstory I'm learning, fucking, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All this science fiction bullshit they're throwing at me, I'm loving it. But I just, that one question is bothering me. And, I mean, as long as they answer it at some point, I'll be happy, but like, that's just in the forefront of my mind right now. But we got to see Sumika again, which I'm more than happy about, even though Takeru totally fucked it by doing so. Ugh. But anyway, like I said, gonna end this recording session here. It's either gonna be a jump cut or a new video, but regardless, see you guys in the next recording session. Till then, peace. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the absolutely wild ride that is Muv-Luv Alternative. In the previous recording session, we pretty much skipped through all the major plot points of Unlimited. You know, before we were kind of like going through every little moment, but just a little bit differently. Now we're skipping through all of it. It's out the window. We're trucking along full speed ahead towards something else now, alright? The HSST incident didn't happen. Don't worry about it. The big fight between Chizuru and Ayamine? Nope. Don't worry about it. Didn't happen. The volcano incident with Meiya? We weren't even there. No worries. But now, Yuko has somehow crafted a machine that has allowed Takeru to jump back and forth between the Unlimited and Extra worlds. which is absolutely crazy. Something I did not see coming at all. You know, when people said, hey, you're not ready for what this game's about to throw at you, like, I'm certain they meant the emotional moments that are going to happen later in the game, but honestly, jumping between worlds is something I was not ready for. It's something I still haven't quite come to terms with, I'll be completely honest with you here. We learned Kasumi's origin story. They finally confirmed that yes, she in some capacity can read minds. Like, we already kind of suspected that, but it was outright confirmed now that she somehow has the ability to read minds. We went to the extra world. We successfully managed to deliver a message from Unlimited Yuko to Extra Yuko. Now we have to wait a couple of days or so for Extra Yuko to now send a message, be able to send the formula Unlimited Yuko needs. But while we were over in the extra world, we finally got a brand new interaction with Sumika that we haven't had in God knows how long. However, we were instructed not to interact with anyone outside of Yuko in that world, so I'm almost certain that's going to screw us over in the future. I'm almost positive that at some point in the future, we're going to be like, oh god, if only I hadn't have talked to Sumika at that one point. I'm almost certain it's going to happen. Not quite certain where this save file leaves off at. But, god damn it. Almost pulled my goddamn headphones out. Not quite certain where this save file picks up at, where I'm at. I do know it's the start of an episode. This is the start of episode 6. Because that popped up when I opened the game. It didn't even take me to the main menu. It just automatically picked up from where my save was, which is kind of neat, not gonna lie. We're at the beginning of episode 6. That's all I know. I don't remember what the very last, most recent event that happened was. I believe it was we delivered the message to Yuko, interacted with Sumika, came back, learned Kasumi's origins, and then we had a little interaction with Kasumi being like, nah, we accept you for who you are, we're not going to treat you differently because of what you're able to do and whatnot, or what happened in your past, so on and so forth. So with that, let's just jump right back into it then. Miki's trying to get our attention apparently. What's up with her? Why is she giving me that look? Oh, so that's what they're getting at. Alright, Kasumi's gonna be eating somewhere else from now on. Apparently eating in the brain room is like a morning ritual for her. That's a little much for me, so where is everyone? Left for what? Wait. Sakaki lost yesterday's mock battle? So this has nothing to do with when we were on teams then, because we won that. I see. Yeah, that sounds like her alright.
Takeru, Yashiro wa doushita?
Just ask Tama and Makoto. I don't feel like dealing with your bullshit.
火山活動の活発化に伴い、昨夜未明、帝国陸軍災害派遣部隊による不法機関車の救出作戦が行われました。現場では大きな混乱もなく、14名全員が無事に保護されたと。
Because we didn't go to the volcano. And obviously none of them would have had like the incident that Meiya had because none of them are that emotionally connected to it. They would just be like, nah, we leaving. A news broadcast, huh?
を含む中部地方は大種危険地域に指定されており、民間人の居住は許可されていません。しかし確認されているだけでも帰還を強行した元住民が。
This is about Mount Tengen? Oh, awesome. Looks like Yuko-sensei got the job done. Didn't need to get sent out there at all.
再三の避難勧告にも応じない不法機関車の扱いに関し、内務省の一部からは放置やむなしとする意見も上がりましたが、帝国議会は国民の生命・財産の保護を第一とする立場をあくまで貫くべしとこれに応じず。
Great. Then the old woman made it out safely.
なんだそなた嬉しそうだな
You don't seem to be high spirits. You sound kind of pissed. I do? Man, you gotta stop being so obvious about these things. How could I not be happy? We saved a lot of time skipping that mission. It's true. If you add to that the amount of time I was in the detention barracks, that's 10 whole days we saved. Pretty solid chunk. We even stopped the HSST from falling, and we've been testing out a brand new OS on our TSFs. God, all these acronyms. But the biggest change of all is that in only a couple of days we'll have the final equations to the 00 unit. Should I call it 00, 00, 00? I don't know. Though Meiya looks increasingly displeased with my reaction. It's just been one big improvement after another. Now this. The future is changing. All of my hard work is really paying off. We can use the time we've just saved to allow for even more changes. With each new development, mankind will have an even higher chance at victory. No, I'll make it a certainty.
なんだニヤニヤしようってまさかあのニュースを見てのことではあるまいな
Oh, she big Angie. What? They went to go save a bunch of people and everyone made it out safe. Isn't it normal to be happy about that?
そなたは本気であのような報道を信じているのか
Oh. She's right. Obviously, if something bad happened, they wouldn't tell us that. I mean, just, the amount of times that they've covered up stupid shit that Takeru's been involved with. I mean, shit, they completely covered up what happened with Takeru and Meiya when we did go to the volcano incident. So, yeah, no, she's actually got a point. What do you mean?
今の日本政府がありのままを発表すると思うのか
What are you trying to say? Does she like know something we don't?
そのままの意味だ今の帝国軍に人道的な救助活動をする余裕などあるわけがなかろう
So what, you're saying they made it all up?
それは疑ってはいないがそなたは危険を覚悟して故郷に戻った機関車たちがすんなり救助に応じると思
We
う
know
の
for a
か
fact they wouldn't have. Yeah, you're probably right. The elderly people there probably wouldn't have gone without a fight.
噴火警報も出ていないのに未明に救助作戦が行われているそなたはどう思うのだ
Meiya's spitting facts right now. What, so you think they were all taken at gunpoint in the middle of the night? I mean, it's possible. That's kind of what we were told to do, essentially, is like, if they won't leave, make them leave, so... And since none of those people who went to evacuate them had the connection that Meiya did, I doubt they would have been too sympathetic to their fucking pleas. Are you saying they were forcibly evacuated? Why does he seem surprised at that? Why does he seem like they were forcibly evacuated when that was literally what we were told to do in Unlimited? We were told to evacuate them by any means necessary. With force if necessary. Like, we were told that. Why is he surprised that someone else might have done that?
分かっているなら何故笑顔を見せる
Meiya was pretty upset about this last time too. I do understand how she feels, that's why I helped her. But in the end, the old lady still evacuated, didn't she? After seeing how hard we fought to protect her? Yes, after that incident, she evacuated voluntarily. This time around, she wouldn't have seen that happen, so she would not have gone voluntarily, is what Meiya's trying to say. It's the same result as last time, so, well, I'd say the end justifies the means. The fate of humanity can't be compromised over a single old lady's wishes. I mean, you're not wrong, but also... But what can I say to Meiya? Not much, dude. Obviously not what I was just thinking. Big facts. It's not like I can tell her the whole truth either. Also facts. Well, I mean, they were illegally staying there against evacuation orders.
違うもともとその地に住んでいた者たちだ
Listen, this is a whole ass debate we could get into. I'd rather not right now, Meiya. That's not what I'm talking about. I appreciate that their homeland is important to them, but their lives are just as important.
助けたのは正しいだが強制退去はあくまで政府や軍の都合を優先した結果に過ぎない
I mean, even if it was a political decision, it's still benefited others. So isn't that a net positive? Maybe I'm just looking at this too black and white, not really seeing the gray here, but well, what were they supposed to do? Wait till they decided to leave on their own?
リスクを承知で戻ったのだ。避難するかしないかの選択は彼らに委ねるべきであろう。
Because like there's the whole argument like, well, they were breaking the law, so we had to do something about it. But also there are times, I'd argue, when breaking the law can be justified. You know, like it is a very gray area for sure, but at the end of the day, I think, you know, people came out of it alive, so net positive. And that's me trying to keep it real simple here. That's fine in principle, but reality is messy. Facts. The rescue team might have been forced to risk their lives to save those people, you know?
帝国軍人は国民の生命、財産を守るためにあるのだ。そのために危険を冒すのは当然だ。
As a general rule, yes, but we're living in an era where we have to put the greater good before the individual.
そうやって誰もが国のためと言いながら力なき者に負担を強いてきたのだ。力ある者が力の使いどころをわきまえておらん。
I mean, we place the burden of war. It's like, how do we, we try, we make decisions based on the greater good, and she's saying that fucks over the powerless, but yeah, it's war. In the end, it's not gonna come out all pretty and nice wrapped up with a neat little bow, you know? Sacrifices are going to be made. Unfortunately, that is war. It's not a fucking pretty reality, but it's reality nonetheless. I wouldn't consider it an abuse of power to say we made this decision for the greater good, a decision that was well within our authority to make. I don't consider that an abuse of power. Like, yes, it's a decision that fucks over someone else, for sure. But an abuse of power, I wouldn't quite agree with that argument. How is that an abuse of power? What else were they supposed to do under the circumstances? Besides, you're not even an Imperial soldier. You're a UN surface pilot. So then, what do you think we should be doing? Granting the requests of individual civilians? It isn't. We're fighting a war to save our entire species from extinction. How can you even say that shit? So you don't care if prioritizing the wishes of the people causes a mission to be compromised? Not even if it leads to the fall of mankind as we know it? Hey, listen, how you doing? Ayamine? Oh, wait. Does what he just said have some connection to what happened with her father? I'm trying to remember the specifics of what happened. Her dad retreated, right? And so he was dishonorably discharged because of it. And that in a way that conflicts with her beliefs somehow, right? Sheesh, let's clean your food up off the floor before you dash off. Oh, come on, dude. Can you not see, like, something you said upset her? Huh? Yes, quite clearly. Alright, I'll let you handle this then.